and these empty brains can't even pick their child's classroom out on a school map. How do you think Sunset became #1? I'll tell you how. It's because we have the most active fundraising machine of a PTA east of the Mississippi. But if I'm being honest, the dum-dums aren't even the biggest problem. It's those god-awful think-they-knows. Oh, I'd love to be co-room mom with you, Charlotte, and then can't even design and fabricate a fucking door decoration ones. I know I sound triggered right now, but you wouldn't believe the flack I get from some of these moms. And after all the work I put into this place. But they still act like just because my work isn't in an office, it must be easy. Excuse me if I don't have a W-2. And by the way, a job isn't an excuse for not being active in your children's lives. Just saying. I'm excited to see what this school year has in store for us, though. I have plans, taking Sunset to the next level and all that. It's my last year as VP of fundraising, and there's a lot of pressure on me to keep outdoing myself. Things are great, as I said, but there is always room for improvement. If no one gets in my way, I predict another record breaker. Miami is competitive, like New York competitive, but less angry and more tan. Trade black tailoring for brightly colored miniskirts and you get the idea. So I started planning Sunset Academy's fundraising initiatives for this school year back in June. Everyone else was hopping into the D terminal at Miami International and boarding a plane to Mallorca or Capri. And I was posted up at Panther Coffee with a cold brew, my laptop, and a prospect list. Donors are hit up relentlessly from September to December. But if you catch them early enough, before the vultures start picking at the carcasses of those family foundations and grants, you can pull in so much more cash. I wouldn't say that fundraising is my calling. My calling is motherhood. But I'm good at raising money, and it gives me a platform to help with my children's education. And it's not like my family has the time to just flit away for 6 weeks anyway. My husband, James, has always said, "Babe, all these people spending the whole summer away, they aren't focused on daily market volatility." To which I say, fine with me. I have work to do too. He always rolls his eyes at me when I call fundraising work. And isn't that just typical for a finance guy? If it doesn't inflate your own bank account, it must not be a worthy use of time. But at least we were on the same page about getting a late start to summer vacation. The kids went to day camp for the first few weeks, and James got all those extra days in the office. A good investment banker doesn't come with a pause button, but that's probably why I married him. Well, that and because he Miami Viced me on our first date way back when. You know that move? It's when you're driving over the causeway in a convertible, and as you pass over the sparkling Biscayne Bay, the guy puts the top down and starts blasting Phil Collins's In the Air Tonight. James had game. So, to kick off the summer, I closed as many deals as possible. Hello, Walker Family Foundation. Check your grant request. And then we pieced out of Miami until the beginning of August. A small sacrifice in service to a school that is a true gem in the community. We spent 3 weeks traveling in Sardinia and Capri, sunning ourselves along the rocky beaches and eating the most incredible fresh pastas. Little Madeline got so bronzed that we all started calling her Golden Girl. And isn't that just fitting? Even Axel soaked up the Italian lifestyle, which is saying a lot. You know how these adolescent boys can be, and he really nails the moody, hormonal thing. I was actually so proud. He added a little color to his pastiness. That's what happens when you don't have PlayStation at the hotel. And he loved the food. He clearly shares my enthusiasm for a good meal, though I rarely let myself indulge. But it's all so good and clean there, and Axe and I would both literally lick our pasta bowls clean after every dinner, much to the disgust of Maddie and my husband. Even James relaxed a bit. He worked for only like 3 to 4 hours per day. It was the perfect family vacation. By the time we touched back down at MIA, my inbox was exploding with requests. Every family at Sunset wanted me to plan an event for their super cool local business in return for a meager percentage of sales back to the school. No thanks. I'm raising money for Sunset Academy, not your family's pizza restaurant. But also my girlfriend/PTA president, Gabriella, was begging for my back-to-school PowerPoint slides. Back-to-school night is like the social kickoff to the school year, when all the students and parents get together to hear about bell schedules and fundraisers and dress codes and all that. So that was on deck in a couple of weeks.